In the last video, I built a tunnel board to help construct railways throughout my colony for the vast number of trains that I definitely have. Which means today, a crate mod freight train is in order to move supplies from my factories to the colony warehouse. In order to use these new supplies, the colonists will need a few new jobs like a blacksmith and a carpenter, which is my first priority. Let's get started. Oh, it's always raining! Anyways, today I hope to try to tie some things together that I'm kind of working on. Like I set up this warehouse over here which can supply the colony from a central location with all the stuff it needs. And I intend to help this out by delivering raw materials there. Things like logs and things like iron that the colonists need to craft stuff out of, like building materials or weapons and equipment. But there's also some stuff that the colony needs. They kind of need a carpenter to craft log stuff into building materials. They need a blacksmith in order to craft armor and weapons for the guards, and in fact they need more guards as well. The issue is I can't make either of these things right now because both of them require university research, and I can't even do the research yet because I don't have a level 3 mine. I have a level 2 mine, and I don't have a level 3 logging hut. I have 0 logging huts of any level. Guess I'll go ahead and upgrade the mine right now, just needs one upgrade. And another thing I can do is I can queue the barracks to be made, which is something I unlocked recently, and that will help me get more guards. So how to supply all this stuff? Well, what I can do now is instead of running around frantically to the different building huts, I can just go to the warehouse and shovel stuff into there, and then the dudes can go and deliver it, and it'll be awesome. And look, there goes a person going to deliver stuff to somewhere. That right there is a level 3 mine, which means I can go over to the university and research the blacksmith. Heck yeah. How long is that gonna take anyways? I have no idea. Either way, my builder's free to go start on the barracks, and builder's hut over there has a level 3 upgrade being queued, so it can do that forestry hut all the way to the maximum level. This is a level 3 builder set, so I actually have 2 of these now, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, and the research thing finished making the blacksmith, so I can do that now. I can get that building, and then that guy can craft stuff like armor and supply the guards because I got the barracks built as well, which I'll go show you. Barracks is up here. It's a level 1 barracks, and it has 1 barracks tower. It's kind of weird. It's like a nested structure, like there's another structure here, and this has hired another guard. I also tried to build like an overpass over the railway because I noticed the colonists were just not going across the rails. They kind of like minecart rails. They won't walk across trains either, and it's really annoying. Train tracks. So if anyone knows how to like set waypoints for colonist pathfinding, that would be awesome. I've managed to position the sawmill right here, which I can't get yet, but still. And right next to it is going to be the blacksmith, so that all this is kind of clustered right near the houses, right near at least one of the builders' huts, and not that far from the warehouse. It's kind of far. And then there's going to be like a new road that goes up here and then winds up the hill over to the barracks, and then anything up on top of the hill later. And the great thing is I can get the blacksmith being built right now, which will be perfect. And that means I'm going to have to finally get rid of this thing here, this little smelting area that I built into. Wasn't it like the second video? I'm going to just move it over to this big area here. Some of this is going to turn into a workshop or something like that. Well, at least the video recording was on, but I had my mic off there. That's unfortunate. Well, I was just explaining what I was doing with the blacksmith. Essentially, this is a level 1 hut, and they can basically function by having recipes. So, right here, I just taught them all the recipes, which I was explaining, but I taught them how to do chainmail gear, and then some stone and iron gear, the basic stuff that they need. And I was saying that I hope they can do more recipes as I level it up, because I kind of need more than just 10. Let me, like, give this guy some iron ingots. Oh, he's already crafting. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, look, there's like a bunch of things being requested here for chainmail stuff. Oh, there he goes. I put it in his inventory and he started using it. Look, he's making stuff. He just made a bunch of gear. So where did you put that? You put that in here. Is someone gonna go pick that up then? Oh, good. They finally took the chainmail out of there. That took forever. I don't actually know who grabbed it. I think I just saw a guard run past me without any armor. Oh, nice. They can use the tunnel under the track. They won't use the staircase. And I don't know where that guy's going. But they can use the tunnel, so I can tear down this thing. They finally finished building that sawmill, which took literally hours. It was so bad. I think it's because it's so far away, and the couriers, they took literally forever to get there. It was kind of terrible. But importantly, it's a level 3 sawmill, so I can come in here, and I can go unlock the woodwork. Yes! But the problem is, that's like probably gonna take half an hour, or real time 30 minutes. So I may as well go cast some autocannon barrels and stick this on my train. But not so fast. I did actually go do that. I casted the autocannon barrels, I made the autocannon, and I even had some adventures with it later on, but it actually ended up being enough time for an entirely different video that I can go kind of in depth into. So there'll be a bonus one in a couple days in between this and then the next week's. So be on the lookout for that. But for today, we're gonna move on to the freight train. I didn't intend this episode to become Let's Build Trains episode, but that's a little bit what it turned into, so much so that I realized maybe I should just make it a whole new episode doing this at some point. We'll have to see, because there's lots of more designs that I wanted, but I realized if I ever want to get this video done, I'm going to have to stop. But I've been having lots of fun here. Look, I've got a locomotive now. We got a tender here, and the tender can hold items, and it can hold fluid, like fluid fuel if I need, or water, or whatever you might want. I've got a flat car design here. Got a boxcar design, and the boxcar can hold a lot of stuff. It's got 2 big vaults in it. It's got storage interfaces on either side. But I do also have a caboose here. It's got like a mini kitchen, got the stove, got some bunk beds. It kind of helped that I visited our old train museum recently and got to walk around a caboose not too dissimilar to this. I'm slightly less happy with the inside of the locomotive. It probably just will get better with time as I make more of these. But of course, we've got our cat driver here. But the next step is basically to make schematics of these and then go build them, and then set up some loading unloading areas. And my plan is to have basically 1 locomotive with the tender, and then 3 boxcars, and then a caboose. And my train is about 100 and, let's call it like 120 blocks long. So I'm gonna build it on this track right here, but I'm also gonna have to do some weird stuff with these rails, because I am not digging another rail tunnel right this second, which means I need to build out this train bridge, bring it around over here and have it connect to this loop. And I need to do some weird stuff to this loop up here at all to make it connect better. Great, so I'm sure there's some kind of special name for this kind of turn system here that shouldn't even exist, but basically you could completely turn the train around just on one track, or you could let it go to another track. It's kind of fancy. Problem is, I have a giant tunnel bore sitting immobile in one of the spots. So I'm gonna have to build a space to park it that's not in the middle of the area until it has a proper home, a proper loading, unloading station. Honestly, this is just turning into Factorio, but like a little bit harder to do. This is like the same kind of stuff I did when I made train networks in Factorio, beating space exploration. I got really tired of having to manually make the train casing things, mainly these sturdy sheets, so I just made a little thing to semi-automate it. As long as I can put in powdered obsidian there, then it just goes through on the conveyor belt and looks very cool. It's just connected to my lava tank. Here is the train station, which I'm going to use, which I have to use if I want to make a new train. And it's very far away from everything because the front of the train, well, it's so darn long. And I'm going to start by placing the locomotive down, and I can line the schematic up here with the first bogey spot for the train station, and everything else will line up great after that. So it's asking me to use super glue in the schematic cannon. Does that mean it can glue it for me? That would be really nice. Oh, I think it did. Yo, look it. That's so cool. I didn't know it could do that. And that's my train, all done. All 4 cars plus a tender, maybe you count the tender. So what, we've got a tender, we've got 3 box cars, and a caboose. We can't forget about the caboose. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think the only... I don't know if you'd call it an issue, it's just... It's a lot larger than I expected. On the bright side though, each car can hold about 160,000 items, that's plenty. So I'm ready to start using this thing. So basically the first step is not actually to use this train, it's to get this tunnel bore out of the way. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here where I was building this railway. And I'm going to build a little extension here where I'm going to park the tunnel bore. And that's going to be tunnel bore home. Look at these train signals. It's literally Factorio. I'm literally playing proper 3D Factorio. After I place one train signal at the beginning and the end of this off-ramp, it creates its own section. If you check out the tracks now, you can see that everything else is green apparently. And then this little segment here is yellow, so any trains that inhabit this space will not obstruct automated trains on the other section of rail. Never mind, hang on, we're not moving the tunnel bore right now, because I can't get it driving in the right direction. It's basically impossible. Impossible until I, at the other end of my rail network, by the warehouse, extend the train track all the way up this hill. I curve it around and bring it up to this top of the hill, and then I build a loop-de-loop up here, kind of like what I built down in the big field at the opposite end. Oh my god, that was so hard trying to make that thing, and it's so bad looking, but it technically works. It's a loop. I have to run through here with the tunnel bore first though, before I can start doing more stuff. So that's what I'm gonna go do now, is if you look down here, it goes through all the way through the mountain. This is gonna be a good use of the tunnel bore, I think. And based off of a recommendation, which I'll put up on screen from my last video, I'm going to name the tunnel Boris the tunnel bore. Actually, it's not an apostrophe, it's a dash. There we go. This thing is not supposed to fit here, and that person is kind of stuck, unfortunately. But I'm gonna make it over to this part, and once I get there, the drills are going on, and we're gonna go to town. And that is exactly what I did. But some weird stuff happened along the way. Stuff that gets featured in that bonus video that involves the autocannon. The important part is that I did make the tunnel, and I got the tunnel bore back to its home. Man, that was difficult trying to get in here, and it actually barely fits. Even though I kind of measured it out, it's still a little bit oversized. But let me go ahead and disassemble this thing now, so I can stop lagging so much. Now my train is clear to go up and down the different tracks, and what's left is for me to try to figure out how to load and unload stuff into this train, which is not something I've ever done before. First priority is to load gravel into the train from the iron factory, which I will then use to supply the tunnel bore. And then over here at the little sawmill area, I'm going to load iron and logs to give to the colony. The first thing I should do though is actually move my train over there so that I can figure out the height of everything and put down a train station. So let's give it a shot. Nice, I got it. What should we name it? What should we name it? I don't actually know right now. Let's see. Anybody got suggestions? Put them in the comments. And now I'm just gonna make it something generic, like freight train. But I also got an achievement. What achievement did I get? Create a train with at least 6 carriages. Well, yep, I do have 6 carriages. Okay, here we go. First time. Oh, right. I'm missing a track up there. Gosh darn it. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, and it's very close to running into the back of the train. A good thing it doesn't, but it's close. Look out! No, I'm running someone over. Shoot. Stop, get off the track, you dingus. I'm gonna use the first car to take stuff from the depot, so I'm gonna have to have one train station somewhere right around here. That seems pretty good, honestly. I can always adjust it by a block or two, so we'll call that good for that station. So I'm gonna have a smart chute for logs and then a smart chute for iron, because those are the things I'm gonna deliver right now. And then I'm gonna have belts and I'm gonna send it up into here somehow. Wait, what? You can automate diamonds with 300 millibuckets of lava and some coal, and that's it? That might be one of the easiest recipes I've ever seen for diamonds. So I'm planning on doing this using storage drawers so that I don't actually have to use any belts or any, I don't have to like bring power over here or get any lag from belts or anything like that. I'm gonna try to use weird items like pufferfish to stop this rack from getting filled up with too much of one particular type of resource. If I'm right, this should stop it getting filled with other random stuff, and it should stop it from becoming unbalanced. Hopefully. So I'm gonna have this drawer here and make it only hold one stack, and then I can go around to the outside, break that, and then connect this with trim. So we're gonna see if this does anything. That's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? But we're not gonna have it answered until I can put stuff in the train. Okay, everyone who's in the way, you need to not be in the way. Please and thank you. That's about where I need to stop it if I want the second boxcar to get used for gravel. Ah, there we go. Very good. Very good indeed. The way I can do this is with smart chutes that I can turn on and off with redstone, and then I can have a threshold switch monitoring the storage interface so that it can send a redstone signal with a redstone link to the smart chutes to shut them down when it has 50% gravel or 80,000. Take the gravel up and boom, into here. So yeah, look, it's sending gravel down. It's sending the gravel in. Look, it's filling up. You can see it. Look at that's so cool. If I come over here and look at that, look, you can see it's filling up with the gravel. It's already got almost 5,000 gravel. Oh, there we go. It just shut off. This is on now. There's no items moving down. And so it is all done filling up with gravel. Yep, 80.7 thousand gravel in there. That is perfect. Over at the sawmill area, I've got it to load some logs and some iron, but the problem is I only wanted a tiny bit of each of those in there. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'll set it to like shut off at 2%, but 2% is still 3,600 of each, which is way more than I needed. So then I even set it to shut off at 1%, and even 1% is about 1,600 items, which is over 3 times as many as I wanted. It slurped up literally all the remaining logs that I had. But the good news is the train is now loaded, and if everything goes correctly, I should be able to just drive it over to the other station that I set up first and have it unload stuff. How am I just discovering this? That you can lock storage drawers with the drawer key, and then even if you take everything out, it saves which items went in which slots. I don't know how I just discovered this. Everyone in the comments is probably like rolling their eyes right now. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted, because I was like, hold on, what if it just dumps like a ton of iron in there and then fills up everything? But it shouldn't do that now, so I can come over here. I can approach the train station. I hope nobody's in front of the train. And when I do that, it should have linked in the back here. Let's go see what's happening. It should have begun unloading some things. Yep, it has imported some things. And oh yeah, look, it's filling up with iron. And given that the colony does not use, at least not iron, it might use building materials quickly, I don't really need the train to come through here very often. And I also don't think I should leave the train sitting here permanently, because you have problems like this, where they can't pathfind around the train. They think they can go through there, but they can't. Okay, cat, you're coming with me. We are going to a very cool place where you'll have an amazing job. Should be very fun. You see, there's a very nice, comfortable seat right here. Well, now it's your seat, because you are going to drive the train for me just as soon as I make a schedule. The train schedule is the heart of what lets it automate stuff, or lets it be automated, in that you can tell it which stations to go to in which order, and then add wait conditions like wait for X amount of time, or wait until X amount of items are there or not there. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So what I can do with this schedule is I can come over here, and this cat that I just I just made the conductor or the operator, I can right click them with the schedule, and now the train is following the schedule. So what is it supposed to do? It's supposed to wait 30 seconds, I believe. So this cat here, who has a hat now and is very adorable looking, should make us leave the station after 30 seconds. Oh, yeah, look it. The cat's taking us out. We're going. And there's a guy in front. Oh no, I'm just killing the colonists. This is so bad. Oh no. Obviously, I need to make the freight train not go so quickly. Oh, and we're moving on again because we have 80,000 gravel. And now we're right back over here to the sawmill pickup, where it should sit around for a solid 30 minutes. But this cat, like, immediately runs over a colonist. That's not a very good job. But this cat may have a new job soon, as I take my freight train, or one like it, to a far-off mountain range to mine redstone and haul it back to my base, because I have basically no redstone. But that sounds like a project for the next video, or, well, the next one after the bonus one, the autocannon one. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching. I've been Sbeev, and I'll see you next time. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. As requested, the cow under my staircase will be named Mavery Toddingsworth III. Don't really know what happened to the other several Mavery Toddingsworths, but here it be.